By dear name of God of time, true prophet, my name is Muhammad Ali Meraji, and I am God, time, true prophet, or Imam Zaman as in Persian. Recently, I have made a 2.5 hour speech about sexual culture. Sexual culture means all in case of relation of man and woman in society, all sexual relation of members of the society, even if they don't have any sex or monk or celibate. Sexual culture is what that there are the main line about how should be our life. The rest of the things in our life are all has our sexual culture as their main source. As all it's what you can say about it is all come from there. All the traditions, everything come from there. And, I have made the same speech in case of hijab, woman's Islamic cover, that should a woman in Iran or Islamic countries go with hijab or not, And before I make this speech, I have made some notes. And after this speech, I have made some notes too. Notes before this speech may have explained what I have mentioned in the speech much better. And notes that I have made after the speech, or maybe some of them are includes to the speech, some of them are explain what I have said in the speech much better. And these, and some of them are examples and so on to prove that what I mean I have right. And while I have made these notes by this MP3 recorder, and while I show you these notes, I have as background I have put my own film while I am sporting, and it show me in something like this, and it is only something that I wanted to cover, to be something in in as a picture. And I hope you enjoy these notes. What I say in these notes is important, not the picture that you see here. Thank you for listening to me. And I think these notes become 4 or 5 file, and each of them may about 1 hour or something. Thank you for listening.
Today is 18th of July 2011. In Yahoo News, there was a TV clip about which in there was a professor and there was a TV reporter and there was a Catholic priest, and the professor had sued the Catholic college or university, I don't know, that they have their dorms is sex departed. Boys are in one department or building, and girls are in another building. And he said that this is sex discrimination, and he was very against sex discrimination. And the Catholic priest said that we want to raise our children in a way that they be able to live as a Catholic, and it be possible for them to be a Catholic. Well, in this case, the professor said that this separating the dorms is sex discrimination. I'm against, this abuse of sex discrimination in this case, because protecting is not discriminating. If you make a separation of something to discriminate one according to another, yes, you are discriminating. But if you are protecting, you are protecting your children as normal, for example, in Denmark, we say that if, men go in bed with under 16 years old girls, regardless that in the first time she's agreed with in having sex with him, but if she claim, they come and after man and arrest him because of child abuse. And we have such a rule in US. I don't know, it is 18 years, it is 21 years, or something like that. It is you cannot call such rules discriminating. With you have this rule for protecting, and you can have this dorms, in university, in college. You can have these dorms separated for boys one dorm and girls one dorm, if it is for protecting. And in fact, I think, I have seen, here in Denmark, that children, boys and girls, they go from start to the same class, same school, all the way up, Maybe it is good for many, But look at these movies that they make about, high schools, about how the students are, how the teenage are in the high school, and how some of them are really losers, and some of them are really Casanova, and some of them get hurt, of this love relation or whatever else. And, some of them abuse each other, some of them, many things happen in this, and some of it you can see in these high school movies. It is maybe, I think those cities, I talk about West, or wherever that live like West, or like Europe, like US and so on. If a city has possibility for having sex-divided schools, a school for boys, a school for girls too. I do not say that close all the schools that boys and girls are together. No, it is not what I say. I say if you have this option that for those kids that from already they can see, the parents can see, themselves can see that they get trouble in raising, in in a school that sex, having girlfriend, having sex, and this or that, and becoming bands against someone, against one, and for getting girls, and becoming bands for getting boys, and some people, some children cannot, are not ready for such, and especially in a school environment, you are not, all of them are not in the same age. Some of them are 4 or 5 years, older than some others. It is why that I say you should have this option for those girls that do not want to be in such environments, so they can go there and all in relax and with other girls study and enjoy their life. Life of some of children is like a hell from youth, from teenage, here in the West, here in US. It is a hell from the start, because they have trouble because school are mixed, So if it is possible, if you can try it, you can open such schools and see how many people, how many students to for such schools that be only for one sex. If it was not what they wanted, so we can close it, And so it's about the dorms and so on. I think, every other university should have this possibility that girls have a separate dorms for themselves if they want so, and boys have a separate dorms for themselves if they want so. If all the other, if they have mixed dorms, they should have this option, that living separate too. Why you want to press, I'm tired of this pressing, here in, even in your movies, in everything, you pressing, it is not choice, it is sex and love, it is not any more choice. It is that, it is a press, that you was not able to get that one that you want. You should sleep with me because I want to sleep with you. It is what your fucking culture has become, and it is wrong. And you want to press it to children from childhood, from teenage year, and when they later they grow up, press to sex with, have sex and have relation with those that he or she does not want to. And I'm against that. Another thing that I wanted to talk and I forgot, it was about about politics, about religion, about what is right, what is wrong, what is right to say, what is wrong to say. If you be an idealist, if you want to talk about idealism, you must say whatever is 100% correct, is 100% good, regardless of it be good for you or those people who you support or not. But it is totally idealistic. And because of that, in many cases, if you keep to be so idealistic, you lose, your power, your own power. It will damage yourself much more that it can gain you anything. But there is another thing that you say something that it is good for those people whom are yours, It is good for yourself, it is good for those people whom you support, It become politic, It is a politic because you want to keep those people that vote for you for yourself. And it does not mean that what is good for those people is an idealistic thing too. It's sometimes what it is good for your people, it is exact opposite of idealism, and it is something wrong in the long term, But as a tactic, as to keep some people with yourself to get vote and get stronger, then you may can get a step by step can get your people closer to your to idealistic side of you. So it is a politic, but sometimes you say something that it is not good for any people, and in fact it is very negative and it will damage them in the long term, but they don't know it now, but But you say so, and it is, you cannot call that politic any longer, It is mostly abuse of politics. It is mostly abuse of people's misknowledge. It is mostly abuse of people's trust. It is misguiding people. So it is not real politics. It is, you can call it, if it has any benefit for you, for as a person, you can call it egoism. And it is, today I was with one of my friends, and he said law is something, culture is something else, And and he said when we live in a society, we need a sort of culture. I said no. When we live in a society, we need law. That law must give everybody equal right to live. And if this law does not give the equal right to live to everyone, or some people, there will be some unjust to some people, and that unjust get them to, under conscious or unconscious, get them to be against your society, against your law of your society. And after law, we have, culture, we have, moral, we have what is polite, what is unpolite, we have what is good, what is not good. So unwritten laws of society. All these are a sort of law, but law with in different levels. Some laws are very serious and they are written and there is a court for them. Some laws are laws, but they are not so serious, and if you do not respect them, you do not come in any jail for it, or if you do not be polite to other people, you do not get in jail for it, but surely they get disappointed of you and they will not be polite with you either. It is a law to be polite with each other. And of course, in some cultures, maybe some subcultures or culture, it is a law that to not be polite with others. It is, world is big with 1,000 groups, and every group has its own culture. But in case of all these laws, or in case of religion, all these religions, all that people know as religion, all these religious laws are not in fact religion. They are nothing. They have nothing with God and Prophet to do. Religion has two parts. One part is the God and His Prophet, and another part is people's part. It is laws that make people, or guide people to a better life, to a better society, that in that good society they can live better and worship God and obey Prophet, But, if in case of God, and in case of Prophet, this, this part that is about society, is about society, laws, cultures, and whatever else, it is the second priority. It is how you can say, if, for example, if you want to marry a girl, and if you marry her, how is his father, how is his brother, how is his sister, how is her family, how are they toward you, how you are toward them, and so on. All these things become concern of you. But when you go to the girl and to get the girl's family and you say, I want your girls, and they say, no, we do not want you, And you go to another girl and you may marry that. So these girls and his family and all about them is not your concern anymore. Your concern is another family, another girl, another problems. Case of religion is the same. When people of a religion, leave God and His Prophet, all the rest about them is no concern of any Prophet or God anymore. But unless they come again, they come back to God, they come back to God, Prophet, and want to obey God and His Prophet, If they don't, they are not concerned of God or prophet. They are, they are a people on themselves, Case of, it is. I said it so clearly that even in case of religion, it is about the society rules and so on. Religion is rules, 10 commands are some rules, about society, But what society? The society that follow Moses, The society that was with Moses. If that society leave the prophet, that is finished, And, so you cannot say, 1,000 years ago we had, a prophet, and that prophet had that law. And after that, we know that you are prophet. But we rather keep with that 1,000 years old that is dead and he cannot say anything that we do right or wrong anymore. So we want to keep with him, But you are alive, and if we come to you, you tell us that this we do right, this we do wrong, and we do not want it. We'd rather to decide ourselves what is good, what is bad for ourselves. So it is, you are not anymore, when you have this sort of opinion, about yourself, about your religions, you are not concerned of God or His Prophet. So simple. Right now, I am God, Prophet, and God is with me. But no one really is my concern, Neither Muslims, neither Christians, nor Jew or any other. Because they do not, they neither obey my God nor myself, It is, it is a case of religion. And I think I said about general that everything is a law, written or unwritten law of the society. I started this speech with telling about what is idealistic, what is politic, and what is, egoism. In case of idealistic, right now that I do not have any follower, I do not have anyone except myself. I can be idealistic. I can say whatever I think it is best, it is 100% correct. But if some people were following me, so I had to keep their interest, when I wanted to say something, Even sometimes I had to put idealism totally away, what is correct, what is not correct away, to fight for their, their position, that they get strong, then, I can turn them to good, So because of that, that will become a politic, And many things in the past religion, in Jew, in Christianity, in Islam, it is the same politic, In a period of time, they had to say something to keep the people with themselves, to strengthen their own people. But later, things every time get changed, when you are not in power, you have to first get on power. So you must promise people, not as well, not, if you say you give them paradise and you can't, so you, the next election they won't vote anyone won't vote you. But if you say something realistic about what kind of rights they have and you can get for them, you may get in the, what you call it, get elected. And later, when you come you are sitting on your position and you come practically, you want to do something, it is not always that you can do 100% good as you wish for those people. Sometimes you have to step back, and not support 100% of them, It is, every time, every situation, need its own politic, too. But in every situation, you must get best of it, First, best of it strategically, and second, best of it tactically, and later, when, for example, you become a state minister or president of that country, you should, it is not only your own people who normally vote you, but the rest of the country is your concern too. So you cannot, you must be keep with everyone's benefit, for the whole country's benefit. So some of your policies get changed again. It is what I wanted to say by this. I wanted to say that, politics is something that according to your need, according to your abilities, according to your possibilities, change. But idealism does not change, It is not dependable on your abilities. It is not dependable on your needs. It is not dependable on anything, just ideal, And these two, I said, the third one, the egoism, it is totally wrong, it is from start wrong, and sooner or later it come up that you are an abuser, nothing more than that. It was this. I wanted to say something about West culture, the way that West culture through movie, through people's their own people's lifestyle, try to mission its culture, mission its idea. Even in case of sometimes good thing and sometimes not, some things that look good in a short period of time, but in long period of time, it showed that it was wrong. Or you can see, for example, the view of Western women or Western culture, mostly women, and on East people lifestyle, and how in East people, they are toward their women. They are criticized a lot, and well, of course, there is something that is to criticize too. It is in every culture, but I want to criticize the West culture itself. You see, even in movies, that, for example, a beautiful girl, she, because of, because the boys are in love with her, she has power over them and get them to accept, some terms, some conditions, some of her freedoms, and it has become general among Western women and girls that they enforce, they abuse their power whenever they feel they have a little power, and they become happy, and they know themselves a winner, But does it work in the long term? In the long term, you see even sometimes very beautiful women, after she has one or two child with him, and she has got engaged in the problems, Those children, that problem-full life has become her, and she has got underhand. So that time you see that many Western men, that time they get revenge, And as well you see, that it is not only that, it is that you see boys got destroyed by one girl, and when they find another girl that loved them or something like that, they revenge on her, This is a sick culture, It is question of power, and how to handle power. It is a very important thing. It is maybe you think that, it is easy to have a gun and handle a gun. No. If a gun was free, and everybody could go and buy as much as gun as he liked or as she liked, and even heavy artillery, So you could see sometimes that some people will have bought some gun and come and shoot, because they are not able to control, to control their power. It is not important to have power. It is important to manage it, to not abuse it, because if you abuse it, by your abuse, you get others to to when they find possibility to revenge on you. And even if they do not directly revenge on you, you produce an abuse of power culture, When it becomes the culture, if even it does not damage yourself, it will damage your people around you, and even in future your children. So it is my words to women of West, It is my words to those that look at Eastern culture as totally wrong. Look at Eastern women and the way that they treat their men as totally wrong, I think it was all that I wanted to say, but it was not a good explanation. I did not make anything ready, but the main thing that I wanted here to mention here, and the main thing is, when you have power, you have to you are someone. It is not enough that you have power. You are someone when you can handle your power, when you can manage your power, when you do not abuse your power, when you use your power whenever there is need for using for your power for something good, and never use it in something wrong, So you are someone, Otherwise, you are just a sick, sick one that has got some power and want to abuse it, and later, when you lose that power, you get 10 times more, destroyed, and that it is the fact that that you should get punished because you were wrong. It's a kind of sickness that that you cause something that you become punished for. Today is 10th of September 2011. A double moral person is a person that do something that it is not morally okay, and while he say that he did not done so, Well, I am God prophet, and watching porno movies, it is which many people, maybe 90% of people, say it is morally, or it is forbidden for a God prophet to see a porno movie. I have saw porno movies in last 3 nights, and I was wake all the nights from, it was sometimes each day I was about over 15, 16 hours I was watching only porn. And so I'm not a double moral. It is what I want to say. It is not that I sit and watch porno, and while it is I say something else in my website and does not seem at that I have done this wrong. Recently I have wrote about sexual culture of a society. Sexual culture of society is very important, It is basic of everything. It is social culture of society that in general allow porno, allow making porno, allow watching porno, allow prostitution, allow having sex without marriage, allow everything, it is, and when it does, the question is, when it does, it is because some people, use that sort of sex facility too, that wrong sex, that wrong sex enjoyment too. Or it is because the other things that sexual culture has made its most important points, to keep those points, it cannot forbidden, such things like prostitution or pornography or other things. Forbidden things is something, and people do that thing, however they know that it is not 100% good, it is not alright, it is something else. But, there is some natural things. If you get, you have a good food, your mother make you good food for you at your home, you eat good food. If there be no food at home, you go out. If you have money, you go to restaurants, But if you do not have so much money, you have very few money, so you go to this, kiosk, and you buy something, a cheap cake, a cheap chocolate, a cheap this or that you just eat and you get over the hunger that you have, The sexual culture is the same, When you see in a society there is prostitution, there is porno, there is this or there is that, be sure there are some people that it is their sort of getting some sex, getting enjoy of any sex, it is they get it in this way on that society. It is wrong or right or whatever it is another thing. It is what they get. This is that kiosk shop that they eat something and eat to not be hungry. And for example, I started to to see this porno because for a guy like me that has 10 torturers, around him, and it is because of them it is not possible for him to marry, it is not possible for him to find any girlfriend. So it is, so either he must sit in his house, his enemy sent him getting fucked in ass through revelation, and he live without seeing any woman in his life, or in the society there is something for this kind of people, and that is pornography. They can go and see porno, And I said, it is not my society. It is not a society that I have built. It is not a society that I work to change. I only want to survive in this society. So if this society has 10 torturers around me to not eat anything at home, has not left me enough money by these 10 torturers or more to find any girlfriend or eat in a restaurant. So I must buy something in the kiosk, which is pornography, and take a look at that, there is, when I saw these movies, it is, I'm 50 years old. I had some sex in my life, and but not much, but not much that know so many different, positions of sex, and, very, sex is a sort of, social atmosphere too, it is very close relation of man and woman. And as, you get better, in social cases, you get better every time, it is like making a speech. When you first time want to make a speech, it is difficult, but if you continue making a speech, it gets easier and easier. Sex is the same, and when you continue, you get better and better and better. It is this thing I said, well, okay, it is as it look like it is every 15 years, 20 years that I get laid with someone. But well, let's at least look what others do, to not forget it totally, because it is part of a human life. It is part of even animal's life to have sex. And I'm not a monk, I'm not a celibate or what you call it. And it is a desire that I have, and I like to see, at least to not forget, what I am missing in my life first, and secondly, how to handle what I miss, Oh, well, I'm not to, qualify watching pornography too, but the main speech that I said some days ago, which was about sexual culture of a society, that is the most important. I said when that is wrong, when that does not serve all people, there come problem. Even these modern people whom does not like a religious sexual culture. Christian, for example, sexual culture has no divorce. So it is a weakness. It is a weakness. And Christians have included a divorce too. But including divorce has made another thing. It is not what Jesus had in mind any longer with marriage. And the other Muslims and all three religions, sexual culture forbidden homosexuality, while it is possible, it is medically possible that someone genetically get born not like every other, He has genetic problem and he's a boy, but he should be a man. He should be a girl, or other way. I am against those, those who psychologically are homosexual. Psychologically homosexual are mostly sickness that, it is the wrong society caused psychologically homosexual, while genetically homosexual, it is like you born blind, it is like you born crippled or whatever else. But there is no other wrong, and when it is sexually, it is I don't know how much you can call it handicap, or the homosexual do not like it to call it handicap, but it is a sort of handicap. However, it is a sort of not being totally like other people, and they have right to live in societies, and religions. All three religions did not respect this part of people's rights, and everybody criticized them, and they have right, because it was wrong to not make a religious culture that cover their rights too, And it is what I tell to these people who are making our new sexual culture in society. They get a guitar, a music band, and make us a new sexual culture every day. It is what I want to tell them, that when you are making your sexual culture, think about your homosexual type of sicknesses in the society too, before you make a new culture. because if prostitution or become more and more, if what you call it, human slavery, or it is prostitution. Some places are human slavery too. If it become more, it is because of your culture. If pornography or other things become more, it is because of your sexual culture. If some people by abuse of drugs fool girls and women to become drug-addict, and because of that become prostitutes, it's outcome of your sexual culture too. Whatever, if people get married or without getting married, make a child, then they go from each other, and child grow up either without father or without mother. That is outcome of your sexual culture. If criminal behavior become more in your society, it is because of your sexual culture. If people rape, it is because of your sexual culture. If people make bands and make less or more rapes, which what you call it, more forced sex, rape, all sort of these abuses, it is because of your sexual culture. Whatever it go around, it's happen in the society, it is because of your sexual culture that is running in these societies. It was this things that I wanted to tell you about sexual culture, and I have told you that I'm not double moral recently.